Hi folks, it's the 2014 Soul Detective Road Trip Special Report. We started out in a very rainy Nashville where we got together with fabled sound shop engineer Ernie Winfrey and the Country Music Hall of Fame's Michael Gray. Look for a great new exhibit coming your way soon. No trip to Nashville will be complete without a stop at Robert's Western World where they got that great retro country music cranking every night of the week. Legendary record man Chuck Shellman met us for breakfast at Wendell Smith's the next morning before we headed out to Memphis. We went to see Quentin Claunch and sat there in the same room where Roosevelt Jamison brought Ovie Wright and James Carr 50 years ago. Incredibly, the 92-year-old Claunch is back in the studio producing a great album on a guy named Alonzo Pennington. Look for it in stores soon. After a drink with University of Memphis archivist Jim Cole, we headed down to Beale Street, which is always pretty crazy, but during Elvis week it's just a little more crazy. We checked out Black Elvis, aka Robert Washington, who took over Earl the Pearl's slot down at the Blues City Bandbox. We were joined by Bo Keys founder Scott Bomar and his lovely wife Carrie, and fellow Bo Keys Howard Grimes and Percy Wiggins. But what really blew our mind, we finally hit it right where Spencer Wiggins was in town. So here we are sitting there with Percy and Spencer Wiggins watching Black Elvis, Robert Washington, and it just, it was amazing. It just kind of blew us away. And I gotta say, Black Elvis has been doing this for 27 years, and despite the fact that he probably is the best Elvis impersonator out there, he can never win because he's black. Up early the next morning, we had breakfast with our friends Howard Grimes and Darryl Carter, which was great. And I was thrilled later that day to be a part of the reunion of Howard with his friend Chips Moman, who we hadn't seen in over 40 years. Chips was the guy that got Howard started in the business, and he was genuinely glad to see Howard, and I was so glad to be a part of that. It was great. Next up was the main event, the dedication of the historical marker at the site of American Studio. With the 77-year-old Chips Moman in a wheelchair, somehow you knew this was just not going to go easy.
Of course, yes. Yeah. You too, I assume? Oh, definitely. We're on the right side, I think.
You can see Wayne Jackson come around near the wheelchair, and he says hi to Reggie, and suddenly, out of nowhere, Tommy Cogwell Jr. has like a diabetic seizure and goes down, and all hell breaks loose. You can see Bobby Wood dialing 911 on his cell phone at the exact moment when Chips pulls the cord to unveil the marker. And before long, the corner of Chelsea and Thomas was filled with fire trucks and ambulances and stuff, and it was pretty interesting. But from what I understand, Tommy Cogwell Jr. is okay, and the monument is in place, and these guys certainly deserved it. Later that night, we were honored to attend the Memphis Boys Salute at Graceland.
I don't need my name in the marquee lights. I got my song, and I got you with me tonight. Maybe it's time we got back to the basics of love. Let's go looking by Texas, Waylon and Willie and the boy. The successful life of living stylists, feuding like Hackers and McCoy. Between Hank Williams paint songs and New Orleans train songs and Blue Eyes crying in the rain. And I didn't look in my Texas, ain't nobody feeling no pain.
This is one of those love songs. If you can bring that special one out here. And if you can't do that, just bring me a name. I'm just kidding. I'm in love. Yes, I am. Love, love, love. I'm in love. Oh, oh, oh.
made you feel second best. Girl, I'm so sorry I was blind. You were always on my mind. You were always on my mind.
Oh, let me hear you say, be born and free my soul. Won't get lost in your rock and roll and dream.